1, 2, 3. That's how we do it. Episode
5
of Ace and Chrissy Have Lots of Stories. Chrissy desperately wants this one.
I do, because I think it says so much. Like, this is one of the first things I ever learned about you. And I loved it because it's such a wild story.
It's wild.
Right? It's like, when you know somebody and then you learn a little bit about their past lives and what they've done. Like, I totally did not see this coming. And I just thought it was so cool. One of the reasons is because I really, honest to goodness, like, love mascots, like hardcore. Yeah. Like, I get giddy when I see them. I think it's like a condition that some people have. Maybe that's going too far, and then I was like, what? Yeah. You were a mascot, like an actual mascot. So tell everybody how this came to be.
I went to school in Calgary.
Yeah.
The Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. Hang on. And I was the mascot for the Calgary Hitmen, which is the WHL.
Yeah.
Just by fluke, those 2 years of the Calgary Hitmen in the WHL, they won the league both years. Right. They were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so we would get massive crowds at the Saddle Dome.
Sure.
Like for WHL hockey.
Yeah.
They were at that time kind of bigger than the Flames.
Okay.
Like, it was a big deal. They were so good. They were stacked. And so I was the mascot. And the mascot was called the Vulk.
Okay.
V-U-L-K. And he was green. A lot of kids would yell, "Pickle Man!" They would.
Okay.
"Pickle Man!" And, yeah, so I did it with my buddy Todd, who was also wild.
Okay.
And we were so, I am so committed to doing literally anything to get the crowd to react.
Yeah.
So, I was, it was dangerous.
Sure.
What I was up to.
Right. Mascots won't do what you would have done then, right?
You wouldn't be able to.
You couldn't see a mascot doing that now, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was so fun. I loved it.
Sure. Just being super, super zany.
Yeah, hardcore.
Yeah.
I would do this thing. The crowd freaking loved it. It became like a thing.
Okay.
Where I would somehow try and act out that I was really mad at a box of popcorn.
Okay.
And this box of popcorn, you're going to learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd lay the box of popcorn down and I would start giving it elbow smashes and stuff like that. And then I would just keep ramping it up, Chrissy. I would jump off the top of the glass.
Onto the popcorn box.
You know, a bit high the glass is in an
I
NHL rink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all I'm seeing is a mascot do that, and I think that's amazing.
It was, right, but you wouldn't be allowed to do that anymore. What if so I can't really see. I'm wearing this huge head. And so what if someone walks past just as I'm jumping off the top of the glass to elbow smash it? It was, some of it I cringed.
Sure, I bet.
Because it was bad. And so you want me to get to the incident.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely the incident. Prior to the incident, I would get mega hurt. I didn't even know this was a real thing. A bruised sternum. It's unbelievable. I'm like, well, so the doctor's like, you got a bruised sternum. I'm like, well, first question.
Yeah.
What's a sternum? No one's what are we doing here?
Right.
Anyway, we were wild. We would do
so the
and the fit there's nothing, Chrissy, physically that would scare me.
Yeah.
Nothing, not a single thing. if it was possible for me to jump off it or whatever, I'll do it. No problem. Like,
Yeah.
that's how committed I was to not just being I wasn't going to walk around and wave, right? So there's nothing I would not do.
Okay. So is this playoff time that this happens?
Here's the problem. I would do this thing, which is awful. It's awful. I would take a crazy carpet and I would slide down head first down the steps of the Saddle Dome and just crash into the boards at the bottom of the stairs. Again, what if someone, Chrissy, got up from their seat and walked out into...
Yep.
But I would build it up. Like, they'd have the camera on me.
Sure.
And I'd build it up. And so I'd walk up a few steps, turn around, hold up the crazy carpet, crowd would go wild, and I'd be like, no. And then I'd walk up a few more, okay?
Yeah.
So I do this a bunch of times, and it becomes like a thing, like in Calgary. Like, people are now seeing video. They would show it on the highlights.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they would so it became like a thing, right? And I kept upping the ante.
Sure.
Going up a few more steps.
Yeah. Because also it's really exciting, right? Like, you are controlling this crowd and this crowd loves you.
So then a few more times, and then it became obvious, which it was obvious from the beginning, that there's too many things that can go wrong in this. And so I was called into a meeting. One of the people in that meeting, he played in the NHL. He worked for the Flames. Kelly Kitsillo. Not that he's not a huge name, but anyway. So because the Flames owned the Hitmen along with Brett the Hitman Hart.
Sure.
Who I met a bunch of times doing that, and his kids loved me.
Blaze and
you got it.
Yeah.
His kids, like their favorite thing at those Hitmen games was me, the mascot, by a mile.
Sure.
So I'd talk to him all the time. He'd come down underneath. It was amazing, right? Like, but it was banned.
Okay.
So burps is what they referred to me as.
Yeah.
That was the only place where burps caught on. I didn't start it.
Do you think it was Todd?
No, it was the coach of the Calgary Hitmen. Burps, what's up? And then everyone. So they go, burps. We know the toboggan down the stairs thing. Obviously, people love it. They're like, man, there's too many things that can go wrong. You can't do it. And we're gonna take the crazy carpet away just so you don't get tempted. Okay?
Okay. Just
so you don't get tempted. Well, Chrissy, I had to go home to Cooks Creek for something. Mm-hmm. I don't know what. I was back in Cooks Creek. I go, Mom, do we have any crazy carpets out in the granary? Okay, so the season's still going on.
Yeah.
Do we have any crazy carpets out in the granary? She goes, yeah. I said, can I take one? Yeah, she said. I didn't tell her what I was going to do with it.
Yeah.
So I brought one back, imported from Cooks Creek, Manitoba. A crazy carpet. Well, now, here's what happens. So, like I said at the beginning, this team they won the league both years I was the mascot.
Yeah.
They were awesome. So, it's the WHL finals. Early.
Okay.
The game's televised at home and 18,000 people for WHL hockey.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, the town was lit.
Yeah.
No offense to the Flames. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Sure.
The town was all Hitmen. So I'm like, Todd, I'm bringing it back, man, for the televised game. It's like, we won't tell anyone. We'll just do it. And so what? Keep in mind, it's important that I tell you this game is televised. Okay? Because that's my undoing. So we arrange with the camera people right? Like Todd's on the headset. They arrange it. They go, all right, section whatever, 215. Go there now. So there's a whistle, long break. They show me. I'm on the stairs.
Yeah.
And again, this thing has caught on, this sliding down the stairs, like it's a big deal in Calgary. People know it. So behind my back, I've got the crazy card.
Uh-huh.
Camera's on me. And I pull it out. Crowd goes wild. Okay? Camera stays on me. I go up a few more steps.
Mm-hmm.
Turn around. Crowd's going out, like losing it. Climb up a few more steps. Turn around. Well, I've gone way too high now.
Okay.
But I'm like, if we're doing this,
Yeah.
right? Like, obviously, it's going to get banned again.
Yeah.
Because
so
it was
one
already
last
banned.
time, let's
so
go.
this is it. And so here it is. I'm going for it. And you go like ridiculously fast down the steps on this crazy carpet, head first. And then the hilarious end result is you crash into the boards, right? And people can't believe it. Like, oh my God, right? Well, because the game was televised, they put these little stools that are about this high off the ground. That's it. These little stools in all of the four corners behind the glass. That's for a cameraman to sit on and film. So there's a little stool at the bottom of the stairs. I don't know this.
Yeah.
There's a little stool. So I slide down way too far. Like I'm way too high up. So I've gone way too fast. It's ridiculous. I'm like, I remember like going, I'm like, oh my God. Like I'm flying.
Yeah.
Where I would normally just crash into the boards at the bottom, there's that little stool. The little stool goes through like, so a mascot head, there's a big opening.
Yeah.
But because you're lying down, Chrissy, because I'm face down, the thing is up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you can't. Anyway, there's a huge gap there.
Yeah.
So the stool hits my head. I hit the stool head first. No, nothing on top of my head, like no protection, just the stool. And I go, oh. So I'm lying there.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, okay, this isn't good. I'm saying to myself. Crowd's going wild.
Yeah.
I go, this is not good. Why do I know it's not good? Because I can already see, I'm face down.
Yeah.
I can see blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's not good. So my partner, my buddy Todd, comes over. He goes, Burps, you all right? I go, yeah, I'm good, man. I go, but how are we going to get out of here? And he's like, what do you mean? And then he goes, oh my God, because now there's blood. Like he can see it.
Yeah.
I can see his shoe because he's leaning down beside me.
Yeah.
And I can see it's like starting to like pool around his shoe.
Right.
And he's like, yeah. So I'm like, dude, how do we get out of here? He's like, we just got to go. So this is graphic, this part. But the jersey I'm wearing is white, everyone. Okay? Calgary Hitmen white jersey. He goes, we just got to get out of here. So I stand up. This is so gross. But like, blood's coming, Chrissy. It's coming out
of the
mascot head.
Sure.
And so I can see people's faces. And they are like, just horrified.
Right.
Like horrified. I'm like, we just got to get out. So we ran out. They take me to the trainer's room. And so I ended up with 47 stitches in my head. It was, because they didn't know, they wouldn't have known how hurt I got.
Yeah.
It was the highlight of the night on Sportsnet.
No, it was
Yeah,
not.
It was. Yeah. Yep. It was highlight of the night on Sportsnet. And 47 stitches.
Yeah.
And so then where do we go from here? So obviously I got in trouble, right?
Yeah.
And because it was in my head, the 47 stitches, you guys, I don't know how do you describe, but I had to wear like I had to wear
gauze.
Yeah, gauze around my head. Luckily, I had a shaved head already at the time.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. But I got this big, massive scar. Like it is glaring. 47 stitches. Okay. But then this part you don't know.
Okay.
And this is the best part.
Yeah.
News got out. There was an article in the Calgary Sun
Yeah.
about the injury. There was, with quotes. There's a quote. They asked the coach his thoughts.
No.
I kid you not.
way.
Yeah. There's an article in, I believe their big paper is the Calgary Herald. So news spread
Yeah.
that there was indeed like, haha, that was funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
this guy sustained a major injury.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was everywhere. I got a card.
Yeah.
Get well soon. Brett the Hitman Hart. That's a true story.
Unbelievable.
I think I have that card.
Yeah.
In fact, I know I do. Okay, so, but here's what's beautiful about this.
Yeah.
So, lots of people in Calgary know that this has now happened. It has spread, this story. They're on the road after this.
Yeah. Yeah. The team is.
Calgary Hitmen
Yeah.
are. Okay?
Yeah.
But they come back to Calgary. So what's the Vault going to do?
Yeah.
The mascot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the plan? Well, we brought the house down. It was one of the funniest things I've ever done in my life.
What?
So literally everyone at that game knows that this guy, whoever that guy was,
Yeah.
that slid down the stairs, ended up with 47 stitches.
Yeah.
And there was pictures everywhere. Like it was disgusting, no question. Like it was not suitable for a public thing.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But people are concerned. Like
Yeah.
the guy was trying to entertain people. This went horribly awry. Okay. Well, we wait. First period, no mascot
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Second period,
Yeah.
I make an appearance at the top of these stairs. okay?
Yeah.
I got a crutch. Okay. And we bandaged my whole head.
Yeah.
Okay. And so they put the camera on.
Yeah.
And I wave. I kid you not. Standing O.
Yeah.
Okay. Standing O. and I start walking down the stairs.
No.
Waving. You know I went for it. Bailed. Rolled all the way down back to the bottom. It was the greatest. Like, I mean, bailed hard. I'm like, I'm selling it. I don't care.
You know what is so unbelievable to me about all of this is that you're also a legend in Calgary, right? Like, think about that, because there are people that will still remember that
Big
era
time.
of the Hitman
Big
or the
time.
Hitman, and you are a part of their memories.
If you ask
in Calgary,
if you right now ask Brett the Hitman Hart
Yeah.
to describe that whole, he could almost do that story back,
Yeah.
like word for word.
yeah,
Tons of them could.
I just can't even believe it. It's so unbelievable. And you still have the scar.
Yeah, it's not.
It's faint now.
It's faint,
but you can still see it.
and I'll tell you why. I'll never forget the woman who did the stitches.
Yeah.
She was very nice. She goes, "Hey, do you always have a shaved head?" And I'm like, "Well, I sort of like I'm going bald, so I go, yeah, I'm probably gonna stay with a shaved head. Like I'm not thinking of the next 30
Yeah,
years of my
for
life,
sure.
but I'm like, and she goes, then if you go in the sun, wear a hat, and then she goes, I kid you not. She's like, this scar is gonna like disappear one day. So if the sun doesn't
hit the
doesn't hit the whatever that is,
scar tissue. Yeah.
yeah, isn't that wild?
Yeah.
She called it.
Yeah. And
She's
no, it's very faint.
very faint. Yeah,
Such a crazy story.
it's awesome.